Hello and welcome. You're watching COVID 360. I'm Sneha Mordani. On the show today, all that you need to know about vaccine passports. What are they? Which are the countries offering it? Is it a big hurdle for countries not being able to vaccinate much? How is the developed world at an advantage then? What is the growing scope of a vaccine passport? And is India also linking your passport with your vaccination certificate now? Will there be logistical issues in implementing vaccine passports as they become the most sought after document in the world, grappling with COVID-19 and now itching to get back to normalcy? But first up, the list of EU countries now allowing Serum Institute's Covishield in its Green Pass list is growing. This after a massive controversy broke out when Covishield was missing in the Green Pass list of 27 countries of the European Union. And this was seen as a denial of vaccine passport to Covishield.
Can you travel to Europe in the near future? This has been the question doing the rounds for the last few days, and now some countries have finally approved the Covishield beneficiaries. 9 EU countries and Switzerland have approved the Indian vaccine Covishield. European Union nations Spain, Greece, Germany, Austria, Slovenia, Iceland, Ireland and Netherlands have all confirmed including Covishield in their Green Pass. Estonia has also approved all vaccines in India, which include Covishield as well as Covaxin. These beneficiaries have availed the option given by the European Union authorities to allow beneficiaries of WHO-approved vaccines.
EU member states can accept vaccines that have received EU-wide approval, the authorization from EMA. But the regulation of the digital COVID certificate also leaves open to member states the possibility to accept vaccination certificate issued with relation to vaccines that have been authorized by the World Health Organization.
Interestingly, these countries have approved Covishield after India reached out to the European Union with a counter-offer.
While European Union is still deliberating upon clearing India-made vaccines, India has engaged European countries bilaterally outside of the ambit of the European Union, saying that national decisions taken by European countries to clear India-made vaccines would be met with reciprocity and allowing quarantine exemptions for those who are recipients of European vaccines and want to enter India.
India raised the no nod with EU at the highest diplomatic levels, with Minister Jaishankar also speaking to top European Union officials. And these efforts have paid off, as countries are now giving the approval for India's vaccines. With Geeta Mohan, Bureau Report, India Today.
Vaccine passports are a major concern for students studying abroad. Lack of clarity on approvals for Bharat Biotech's Covaxin and Serum Institute's Covishield in Europe has impacted their studies, leaving many students in a lurch. Milan Sharma has this report.
19-year-old Kunal from Pali, Rajasthan is now pursuing his studies at the University of Paderborn in Germany. He needs to attend classes offline for the next semester starting in August. But despite being fully vaccinated with both doses of Covishield, he cannot travel.
Hoping that things would get better once we all get vaccinated. But even though now that I have taken both the doses of Covishield, I cannot travel. Then what was the use of adding the Covishield in the Green Pass category?
Those who have taken the Indian-made Covaxin are also an anxious lot.
I am not allowed to travel because of the travel ban imposed by Germany. Many of my friends, just like me, are also fully vaccinated by Covishield, and some of them have also taken Covaxin. Although they have taken 2 doses of these vaccines, they are still not approved by the European Medical Association. This has brought upon us a lot of issues. Not being able to travel to Germany has cost us our exams. Some of us have already failed our exams because of this. In addition, there have been a lot of financial issues, like paying for the rent, the accommodation, also, the mental pressure that goes along with it.
We still don't know when we will be able to travel. So there are a lot of other PhD students and also employees who have resigned from their previous jobs, and we don't have any other income now. So we are just relying on it, and we are still waiting to hear from the German government on when we will be able to travel. So we are really in a very bad situation here.
Even though 7 European nations and 2 non-members, Iceland and Switzerland, have accepted Covishield and Estonia has also accepted Covaxin, EU nations like Germany continue to ban all travel from India since 26th of April due to concerns over the Delta variant. Confused, some students have now approached the Ministry of External Affairs and some have even written to Bharat Biotech.
So the Indian government has already pressed upon the European Union nations to accept both Covishield as well as Covaxin as part of its vaccine passport approvals. But countries are free to choose the vaccines that qualify to enter their own borders. Meanwhile, it's the students as well as the job seekers who wish to travel abroad in search of more opportunities for learning and earning who are facing the real consequences in a post-pandemic world. With Himanshu Sharma, this is Milan Sharma for India Today.
Countries have said that vaccine passports will leave developing nations at a disadvantage given the poor rate of vaccinations. India has said the same. So has Africa. The World Health Organization also says the need is for equity in vaccine distribution and supply. I filed this report earlier.
Increasingly, we see a two-track pandemic. Many countries still face an extremely dangerous situation, while some of those with the highest vaccination rates are starting to talk about ending restrictions.
Two-track pandemic of the infection and of inequity in vaccine distribution and supply. That is what the World Health Organization has called the slow pace of vaccination in India in low-income countries of the world.
6 months since the first vaccines were administered, high-income countries have administered almost 44% of the world's doses. Low-income countries have administered just 0.4%. Inequitable vaccination is a threat to all nations, not just those with the fewest vaccines.
The World Health Organization has flagged this off time and again ever since the vaccines against COVID-19 were first rolled out, even calling it vaccine apartheid. A catastrophic moral failure. The UN Conference on Trade and Development, in its assessment report, has said that world tourism has been hurt by vaccine inequity. This is a concern raised by countries like Africa and India too. For example, only 1% of the 1.3 billion vaccines injected around the world have been administered in Africa. Africa, along with India, had registered its protest with the European Union, initially denying individuals who had received Covishield a green pass. India too, in the meeting held of G7 countries, where we participated as guests, said that vaccine passports are hugely discriminatory to those countries where there are low levels of vaccination. The World Health Organization has asked for vaccine equity. It has asked for speedy vaccinations, asking nations to vaccinate at least 10% of the population by September. By the end of 2021, nations should vaccinate at least 40% of their population, ramping it up to cover at least 70% by the middle of next year, calling on G20 countries to share more COVID-19 vaccine doses, ensuring at least 1 billion doses are shared with developing countries in 2021. COVAX, run jointly by the Gavi Alliance and the World Health Organization, have delivered 90 million COVID-19 vaccine doses to 132 countries since February. But it has faced major supply issues since India suspended vaccine exports. Vaccine passports are pro-health because eventually they will incentivize people to go ahead and take a shot against COVID-19, provided there is equity in vaccine distribution and supply, which clearly isn't. This, in fact, is ending up increasing the disparities and also increasing the gap between the haves and the have-nots. In New Delhi, Sneha Mordani for India Today. As cases of COVID-19 reduce in the country and there is progress, slow albeit, in the vaccination drive, countries have now started to welcome Indians. So if you are in the mood for international travel or you have to travel for work, our next report is going to tell you where all you can go.
Jet, set, go. Feels like eons you did that? The COVID pandemic took a toll on travel, and many frequent travelers are now happy about some countries willing to welcome Indian tourists. Russia. This enchanting country continued to welcome Indians even during the peak of COVID, just like Serbia. So if you are looking to pack your bags and go on a holiday, Russia is ready to welcome you. Passengers entering the country must have negative COVID-19 RT-PCR test with them, issued at most 72 hours before arrival. There are also quarantine requirements since Moscow has been on lockdown because of rise in COVID cases. Self-isolation of 7 days at home or hotel room is the catch. Serbia again is welcoming Indians. Travelers would have to present a negative RT-PCR test no older than 72 hours, and all arrivals are required to fill in a health declaration. Starting 15th of July, the island of Mauritius is ready to welcome Indians. If you're vaccinated, you can soak in the sun, sand and the sea at a resort in Mauritius. However, if you're not vaccinated, you will be subject to 14 days in room quarantine. Don't forget the RT-PCR if you're planning to take off there. Afghanistan is open for Indians with a valid visa, and a COVID negative report is not mandatory.
It's been a really hard 15 months or so for the travel industry, and especially for someone like myself who's on the road often. I travel a fair bit for trade shows and also to film my travel series around the globe, and it's been really tough. I think moving into 2022, the second quarter, we should see a boom.
VFS has the updated list of countries easing restrictions or opening up for visa applications, being divided in various categories. While most countries are still not allowing travelers, there are some that have started accepting visa applications for all categories. Others still are only allowing those with a certain category, such as students, business or privilege visa holders like golden visa, resident permits and long-term visas. You can even visit Belgium if you're pre-approved by embassy or have a long permit visa. Cyprus is allowing entry for family members of EU or if you have resident permit, unless you are approved by the embassy for essential services. And hence a vacation in Cyprus is out of the question. Pre-approved cases from embassy also have an option to visit France, Germany, Latvia, Luxembourg, Portugal. If you plan to go off to the USA, then you can if you hold a student, work, business or spouse-related visa. South Korea is welcoming Indians too. Here, Indian travelers don't need to quarantine themselves for 2 weeks if they have received both doses of Covishield vaccine. However, those who have received Covaxin would need to quarantine themselves for 2 weeks. Egypt is a destination open to Indian tourists too, but all those arriving in the country will have to take a rapid DNA test upon arrival. Switzerland has opened up to India too. so you can go to the Swiss Alps if you want. Maldives too is all set to welcome Indians from 15th July onwards. While slowly countries across the world are opening to having Indians after the deadly second wave, all of this can change if a third wave takes over. Until then, bon voyage. With Geeta Mohan and Chaiti Narula in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
So what exactly is a vaccine passport and how can you get one in India? Here is all that you need to know. The world abruptly came to a stop when the pandemic broke out in early 2020. Now, with the decline in cases of COVID-19 and increased vaccinations, there is a need to get back to business. And for this, a vaccine passport might just make things easier when it comes to international travel. So what really is a vaccine passport? Vaccine passport or immunity passport is documentary proof that the person has been vaccinated against COVID-19. Who's asking for a vaccine passport? Countries of the European Union, 27 of them are asking for a vaccine passport. China has rolled out an app-based vaccine certificate. Japan too has done it. The UK announced it in the month of May. Israel also has announced one. What about India then? The government recently updated the Arogya Setu app, making it possible for people to link their passport to their vaccination status. For it, you have to go through the CoWIN portal. Vaccinated people can log in to cowin.gov.in, go to account details section and click on raise issue. 3 options could be seen. Choose add passport details option. This is going to take you to a different page where one can select the name of the person whose passport details are to be updated in this. Choose the name of the concerned person from the drop-down menu and fill the passport number in the Enter Beneficiary's Passport Number section. In step 5, you're required to tick the declaration box. Do cross-check and verify details before ticking the box and clicking on Submit Request tab. You will receive a message on the registered mobile number notifying that the status was updated successfully. In the final step, you need to go back to account details page and click on Certificate tab. Your vaccine passport is now available for download. Vaccine passports are said to be synonymous for travel worldwide, but the scope for vaccine passports are endless. From entry into large events, restaurants, and even in public transport, these passports could be a game changer. Take a look.
Vaccine passports to get into concerts, restaurants and whatnot. This could just be the future of vaccine passports. 3 in 4 people across 28 countries agree that the vaccine passports are the way forward. This according to a survey conducted for the World Economic Forum. A large portion of the globe believes that the vaccine passports must be made mandatory for all travelers. And travel aside, these passports would be effective in making large events safe. This opens up the scope of vaccine passports and how they can be used for more than just travel. For instance, countries like UK looked at the possibility of using vaccine passports as an entry to large gatherings like music concerts and sporting events at stadiums, but have shelved the plans for now. There have also been talks about using vaccine passports for entry into restaurants, shops, local travel, and even offices. According to the Ipsos survey, 67% agree that large public venues should require a vaccine passport, with the highest agreement levels in India at 82%. 77% of people are in support of vaccine passports for all travelers. 18% disagree and 5% say they are unsure. 68% agree that vaccine passports must be used for entry into mass events like music concerts and sporting events. 27% disagree and 5% are unsure. 55% say vaccine passports must be used at shops, restaurants and offices. 38% disagree and 7% are unsure. Countries like Brazil, US and Canada went one step further. They rallied for a ban on unvaccinated people from public events and even transport. However, the global public opinion remains divided. People argue that vaccine passports could be discriminatory and would likely be an infringement on individual rights. The study conducted online among over 15,000 people give us a glimpse into the extent of the use of vaccine passports. One thing is clear, vaccine passports are here to stay. But will you need it to get into a store nearby? Maybe not immediately, but the possibility cannot be ruled out. India Today Bureau Report.
How tough is it to implement the system of vaccine passports? Your travel checklist will now have a vaccine passport, but it is easier said than done. I spoke to experts in this report. 1.5 years ago, all you needed was a visa and an air ticket to fly out of the country. Planning to go abroad now? A vaccine certificate will also be needed. The European Union is asking for it. So are nations like Israel. A vaccine passport could well be a necessity of the future. For now, it's still work in progress. It could be in the form of a stamp or a certificate. Whatever form it comes in, what is clear is that incorporating it in the system will see many challenges. In days to come, these vaccine certificates will come in various forms, digital, physical or just a barcode. But introducing it in the passport system would mean a longer processing time. Having it within an app may not be feasible for all. Paper certificates run the risk of ending up in fraud.
Paper forms are being widely used, they are very convenient, but they carry with them the risk of duplication and forgery. The other option being discussed is that of a mobile app. But this again assumes that everyone has access to a smartphone, which is not the case.
Affordability, procedures and privacy issues will make vaccine passports difficult to implement is what experts are saying. To top it all, airports and airlines are working independently with international air travel associations to have some sort of a digital pass. Then countries also working in isolation, and there is lack of uniformity when it comes to the World Health Organization, because the World Health Organization has said, as of now, vaccine passports are not required. The process has become even more complicated, with some vaccines not accepted by countries. The European Union initially rejected Serum Institute's Covishield. Many countries are still to recognize Covaxin. With many more vaccines on the horizon, the issue will only get further complicated.
The vast majority of individuals in low and middle income countries can't access vaccines. It might create an immunity-based class system where the individuals who haven't been able to access vaccination now can't access areas, and geographic areas are closed off to them.
What is clear is that international travel is bound to normalize sometime in the near future to pre-COVID levels, which means nations will have to arrive at an acceptable solution very quickly to end the suspense for travelers. In New Delhi, Sneha Murdani for India Today. How are online travel companies encouraging travelers to get vaccinated and travel? Well, the best way is through discounts, and it is raining discounts. Let's talk about some of the best deals. Airlines and travel companies also are now trying to woo back customers, asking them to avail of their services and offering discounts to those who've got a shot against COVID-19. Indigo Airlines, for example, is offering 10% discount to passengers who've been vaccinated. We have Thomas Cook also offering 1,000 rupees discount on holiday package. Apart from that, there are others like Make My Trip also introducing room upgrades and complimentary meals for those who've got a shot against COVID-19. Even as nations globally are imposing movement restrictions on those who are unvaccinated, the process has begun in India too. CoWIN now lets you link the vaccine passport with your COVID-19 vaccination certificate.
Traveling abroad? Well, there is some good news for you in store. In a major relief for those willing to travel internationally, the centre's CoWIN portal is now enabling its users to link their COVID-19 vaccination certificates to their passports. The official handle of the Arogya Setu app tweeted, "Now you can update your passport number in your vaccination certificate." And here's how you do that. First, log into your account on CoWIN. Click on the Raise Issue button. Next, click on the Add Passport Details. Enter your passport number in the Enter Beneficiary's Passport Number section and then tick on the box and undertake the declaration. Then click on the Submit Request button. Finally, go back to the Account Details page, click on the Certificate button to download your new vaccine certificate, which is linked to your passport. The government in June had directed those wanting to go abroad to study, work, or as part of the contingent for the Tokyo Olympic Games to get their COVID-19 vaccination certificates linked to their passports before travelling. Could this further be extended to restaurants, entertainment events, or even public transport in the future is the big question.
Vaccine passports or immunity passports are the reality in a post-COVID world, as travel internationally might open up in a few months. Remember, you can also use your passport number as an ID proof to register on the CoWIN app, which will link the certificate of vaccination. It's very important to key in your name and details properly the first time, as there'll be little scope to make changes as we look at vaccine passport concepts throughout the world, even in India. With Dinesh Lal, this is Milan Sharma for India Today.
Well, that is it in this edition of COVID 360. Until next time, stay safe, be well, and do get a shot against COVID-19 if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.